was a gun.
Not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
My name is Tambela Dick. I am a filmmaker, I am a photographer, I am a drone pilot, I am an activist. I can name all of them. But what I love the most is doing films, mostly in documentary style.
My name is Tia Mukoka, and I'm a criminology student with the University of South Africa. And I also work for a promotions and marketing company part-time. I'm an advocate for social justice and human rights, and I'm a humanitarian at heart.
I'm Odwa Owendima. I am a broadcaster by profession, sport broadcaster to be specific. I have qualifications in sports management as well as film and television.
Igama lam nguPamela Ntsegula, but I prefer to be called Pam. I'm a human rights and lobbying officer at SWET. So we deal with sex workers. And I also am a model.
Hi everyone, my name is Zimpiwe Vuyelwa Mugoni, but I prefer people call me Simpy. I am the host and producer of the Campus Breakfast Show at UW's Radio, that is UWC Radio. I am the executive producer of an online Instagram series called Instagram TIGT for short, and I am a postgraduate LLB student. My undergraduate degrees, one is in accounting, the other one is an undergrad law degree, and I am a current affairs enthusiast.
The question would be, would you bother vote in this by-election that is about to happen Wednesday?
From my point of view, there's two sides to it. On the one hand, yes, I want to vote, in the sense that with Biden, we saw with the American elections that every vote counts, right? And then on the other hand, I'm not quite sure who I'm with right now based on how the whole corona situation was handled. I'm not sure where I stand. And because of that, I might want to withhold my vote for now until I actually know where I want to stand and with who I want to stand with.
Right now, because of what's happening, and I'm seeing things, and I'm feeling like our people are putting so much pressure or so much time and effortness to vote for like ANC or DA or EFF or whatever the case may be. But the change is like so limited to what they're voting for, you know. And for me, the system does not work. You know, but now I get the idea that if I'm not voting, and that vote automatically goes to ANC, so I just need ANC not to be a leader anymore, because the things that they do things is like literally crazy for me.
For me and the kind of work that I'm doing, we are not included. The sex workers are not included in any party, you understand? So they say that they support the full decriminalization of sex work, but still, we don't get the full decriminalization of sex work. And though I don't see myself, what am I voting for? So until a party that says we support the full decriminalization of sex work, then I'll vote for that party.
Probably there isn't someone as willing and forthcoming as you are to fight for sex workers' rights and in a position to like use their voice like you can. They have these thoughts and whatnot, but then they come forth. But then under the ANC, we've seen, the ANC has proven to us what it can do and what it can't do. And the can-dos are very minimal. So how's about giving a different party a chance? Because you subconsciously taken the decision that voting is basically just whatever because you don't feel included. That's as good as like surrendering. What do you think?
So what I'm trying to say is I'll vote when I feel included.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
When you get to the voting booth and you look at the options that you have, we have options DA, we have ANC, we have IFP, we have EFF, we have AIC, all of these things. And based on what you have seen from previous performance and what you know, myself, I've had time to actually look at policies of different political parties to know which one based on policy I might align with. But then also these political parties then don't stick to their own policies, like how Pam is saying that they will even have policies written down saying that we support the decriminalization of sex work, but then no one actually implements that, right? So you get to the voting booth and you think, I actually am not supported by any of these parties, and therefore I cannot support any of these parties. And if there was the option of a new party that is very inclusive in its style, uncorrupt, and just this ideal party, that is what I'd vote for. And until such a time, I'm holding on to my vote.
Do you guys think if South Africa had like a two-party system like they have in America, the country would like literally function better, or like whatever party was in charge at a certain at that point in time would feel the I wouldn't say the necessary pressure, but obligation to deliver to the people.
I think that goes without saying that it would actually make the whole governing structure a bit more, I don't know, doable. It would work because, okay, but what I know, according to my knowledge, the laws are changing now in SA. I mean, you don't have to be part of a political party in order for you to run for president. Yeah. Or am I mistaken?
No, that's independent candidates are allowed. Yeah, that's right.
Wow, you're right. Yeah.
So now laws are changing. So I mean that is progression, right? Yeah. So I guess we maybe are trying to get there slowly but surely. So there's hope.
On my side, I think having to be governed by two parties, there will be a lot of conflict, a physical conflict that even as we can see. Mm-hmm. For me, I feel like if we can just once we give it away to a woman to stand there as a leader of the country, just once. I'm not saying maybe it's just something that must continue. It's just like everyone, I believe, because everyone has a right. I believe women have a right to sit on that throne too.
I honestly understand where you are coming from. From what I've observed with the previous leaders that have led the country since 94, it's the biggest thing for me. It's a character issue. Mm-hmm. We can get a woman that runs for or becomes a president in South Africa, but if her character isn't right, we will continue having the same issues.
I think we've seen with this previous election that happened with Biden and Trump, just how chaotic a two-party system can get, where it's them versus us. We say they have fake ballots, they say this, and then we just pointing fingers back and forth, and there's nothing in between to maybe bring reason to these two parties that are viciously going at each other, right? Yeah. So I don't think that would work here. I think it would be even worse than what we've seen over the past 2 weeks happening in America. And then with the female president, I am actually 100% for it. I know that the top 5 countries that handled Corona the best were led by women. So I saw that and I thought maybe there's something we don't know. Maybe there's something we're not trying in South Africa. We should maybe give a chance to a woman to lead us. But again, what you said is correct with character.
We need to get involved with what is happening around us, around our communities. Because in terms of information, and we know what we want, but the one thing we do all the time is just talk, no action, and then it ends there.
Okay, I know this might be a little bit difficult to actually acknowledge, but I feel like also we as the youth of today are to blame for that. We do a lot of complaining. We are keyboard warriors. We get on Twitter, we rant, we start hashtags, we whatnot, but then when it's time to actually do the work, go out there, the difference, we don't. We chill. nna ke a tswafa, I'm lazy, it doesn't even matter, and it actually does matter.
Yes.
So that's the thing. And I feel like Malema once said that why can't South African youth take politics as a whole as serious as they do in the States? Because politics affect the country that you live in. I mean, that goes without saying. The economy, from the tax you pay, that everything, all in all. But then we have to be bribed with like rallies and free plates and T-shirts and whatnot and what that. It's appalling, really.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started being a voter, legally of age to vote, I was actually so excited. I was asking lots of questions. Can I wear regalia when I go vote? I was very into the whole voting process, right?
Yeah.
And I was quite excited about being 18, being able to have a voice, my vote matters and all of that. And then I started to really look into politics, and then I started to see that I really don't feel like anything aligns with me. And yes, we as the youth feel that nothing aligns with us, and then we go to Twitter and we start hashtags. We start all of the hashtags, and then we're very angry in the moment, and for some reason the anger dies down and we get over it, and then it's a new hashtag, but we didn't do anything about the previous hashtag. And I don't know what needs to be done, but definitely we need to change that habit that we have, that if we have an issue, we must stick to it and solve it before we move on to the next.
I think that happens because we stand for nothing. When you don't really solidly stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Today you chanting about this, tomorrow you rant about that, tomorrow. But if you have like something solid to the core that you stand for, you're like, this is what I'm advocating for, this is what I'm pushing, that's going to be your mandate through and through. You're not going to deflect and go up and down and lukewarm today, tomorrow this. You need to find what you really stand for. And I feel like as the youth, as every one of us as an individual, if we can find that, establish that, then truly, I think, I don't know, that would be like a bit progressive.
If we're talking about Twitter is so powerful. Look at FISMA's fall. They took things out of Twitter, they took things and put it on the road, but look at all of them. Some died, some, they can't even work even now. They blacklisted. For me, I feel like Twitter is the power of this thing, this change of game. If that platform, we can literally direct it into elections or into, power of these politicians, I think that would be a good space, because there's no violence there that is physical, but anything can shut down. Look at people that literally no longer work because of Twitter. Look at people who literally changed, the way they're behaving because of Twitter. My dream is literally to build an exchange program, art facility for South African young artists. I want them to travel as visual artists or as an artist. That's my dream.
My dream is, I dream of a South Africa where crime isn't black, business isn't Indian, violence isn't colored, and wealth isn't white. And the only way to achieve that, I feel, is to change whoever is governing now.
My dream is within South Africa as a whole, where there is a full decriminalization of sex work, like the Rainbow Nation to be the Rainbow Nation that we think it is, but yeah.
My biggest dream is to one day get to a point where positions are occupied by people that are equipped enough for those positions.
My dream, firstly, is for myself to become one of the best current affairs hosts, TV-wise, that the country's ever seen. One of the best radio hosts, breakfast show, hopefully, that the country has ever seen. My dream is to become an entrepreneur, to be one of South Africa's female billionaires. I don't know if we have one, but that's what I want. And to ultimately be the first South African female president there.
Z, you should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong. You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong.